try and make a nicer bit of covering for this thing. I tend to make my tolerances just a little bit too tight, so while that part slots in kind of how I want it to, you know, nice and tight, the this recessed area for this to sit in is not quite the right size. Now, are these screw holes in the right place? Okay, this time I just printed out a template to make sure that things will fit. So we'll slot this in. That is a reasonably nice fit. Let's see. Looks like that's the right fit. I do kind of wish that I had done a couple extra layers. This was only like a handful. Let's see if it lines up correctly with the holes. Cool, those two holes line up. And those are just a little bit more, so pretty close with this little template here. I might do just a touch more work on it though. Nice, smooth, rounded edges. Looks like it sits quite well in here though, actually. It's a lot smoother than I thought. Let's see, we've got about maybe 10 layers of rounding on these edges here. So this is actually quite nice, comfortable to hold. Nice thick bit here. I admittedly didn't think too much about what was going to hold this piece in place, but because this is simply plastic and there is some screw holes here, I could probably just screw in some small screws into those screw holes to sort of help lock it in place. Quickly open this up. I feel like it might just be sunglasses. Mine broke. Nice. On the box. Oh yeah, some Chinese stuff telling me how sunglasses work. Oh, a nice little wipey thing. Yeah. It's my usual look. Time for a little early morning. Mail time. Right. Ah yes, the classic package in a package. Looks like I'm dealing drugs here. This was another one of those sale combo deals, so I probably shouldn't have purchased half of this. Some colourful things. A little reflector mirror thing. Ah, yes, here we go. What is in this? USB Type-C, 15 watt. Ah, here we go. So this will accept 2 or 3 18650 batteries to give you a stable USB output. Holds you at a good 5 volts for use with electronic devices. That is very useful. I've got a couple of these that will go for a single 18650 battery, but I want more capacity than that. So Yeah, and I also prefer to drop down voltage rather than step up. I don't like the method. I'm not too sure what this could be. Feels like a book. Oh. Maybe because it is a book. What's in here? Ah, that wasn't supposed to arrive. Okay, I think I see what's happened here. So, there were 2 sets of packages. And, one set was said to be lost in shipping and no longer coming through. This is a power supply. 12 volt, 400 watt power supply. Very useful. So annoyingly, some things are a little doubled up in this one somehow. Because, I mean, I got the refund. So, how has everything arrived in one package? How'd they mess that up? Got a couple of larger bags here. Oh. Bag in a bag. What's in this bag? Huh. Another one of these. That's the 3rd one. Oh. Bag in a bag. Anything in there? Nope. Why does this need to be wrapped in paper? Ah, LEDs. I wasn't expecting these for a couple weeks. Nice to have though. This one feels like something metal, maybe batteries. Ah, that's right. Some cleaning tools, little pokey stabby things, just to make cleaning in crevices a little easier. It's in the last package. We've got multiple inside, as per usual. What is in this? Ah, so I got some component connections for a PS2. Eventually I will buy a PS2, but they're quite pricey right now. Even though they're like 14 to 20 years old. Not sure what's in here. Ah, so this is a Bluetooth adapter. So it's called, what is it, Blue Retro? Yeah, Blue Retro. So I just plug this into a normal PS2 controller port and it allows me to connect any old Bluetooth device to it. Now I could have pulled apart the PlayStation and done it myself because I have all the components that are physically in here, but some things I'd just rather get the pre-done thing. At least I know it'll work, you know? And these are supposedly quite reliable. It's got a reset and boot, so I could even just reprogram it myself if I really wanted to. And this, so this does some power stabilization. You see it's got a big heat sink on it. That's going to make sure that some 12 volt power is stable and safe. Last but not least is, a PlayStation controller, of course, for the PlayStation, because the PlayStation that I almost got didn't have controllers with it, but then someone else put a much higher bid on that item, and I didn't want to waste money on it, because the PlayStation's just for fun. Not bad. It feels all right. You know, I wouldn't say this is the best of the best. It takes AAA batteries. Oh, I thought it would just be a rechargeable, but yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Little power switch here, off. I'm guessing that's linked to this receiver and this receiver only. My one concern is that both of these have an extra wider body after the port, so I hope they could plug into next to each other. I'm sure it'll be fine. Not used to not having a analog trigger here though, it's just a button. So today, you'll notice I have made a small purchase. Now it's a bit dark because it's nighttime, so you can't actually see. There's a bit of poo on the head strap. I mean, I hope it's mud. It was, I purchased it off a teenager that lives on a farm. So I would say the worst this thing has been through is porn and poo. It's probably as bad as this gets. In order to fund this, I did sell a couple cameras, my old VR headset, and those glasses with the screen on them. Unfortunately, whilst I may have a good handful of stuff, it's all low value stuff, so it's not like I can, it's not like I'm making bank from selling things. It's quite difficult for me to pick things out to be sold. Now, something I want to try really quickly is I've got these USB capture cards. Now, this is a Magwell USB capture card. I trust this brand. I trust the quality. So this is one I'm going to use. I do have some other cheapo crapo things, but I'm going to give this one a go. First and foremost, let's chuck this on. To cut a long story short, I found that the Magwell USB didn't output it in the appropriate format that allowed it to have the lowest delay possible. So I went online and I purchased a recommended capture card specifically for the Quest for this setup. Because of the results that I initially got here with the Magwell card, which is somewhat old, which could be a potential reason why it didn't quite line up properly. So I spent all that time modelling and printing this so that I could replace this. And now that it's all sort of ready to be replaced quite easily too, I mean everything seems to be working properly right now. So I'm not quite sure. I think I might just put that on the back burner because I'd rather not have to keep replacing equipment. And I'm guessing my initial thought that that power spike had damaged it. Maybe it hasn't damaged that specific one. I do have another smart light that is just sitting in the hallway. It's off, it's not being used, and ever since I put that in place, it seems that the wireless Zigbee network has been a lot more stable. It's not perfect, it still freaks out every now and then, but it's a lot more stable, which means there is still something wrong. I don't know which device exactly it is, but one device is specifically causing problems, and I'm not 100% sure how to figure out exactly which device it is, especially considering some of them are embedded in the wall behind a light switch, and they don't all look like a new, flash smart light switch like that. This light switch has a module hidden in behind it. In fact, that module looks nearly exactly like this. I've coloured this in to indicate some specific properties of this one. So I guess it looks more specifically like this, which is a nice little device. But it just makes it a lot harder to be able to investigate this kind of thing. So I'm just going to drop it for now. I'll add this to the pile. That can sit there with that. That would be pretty much the only place that I'd want to install that specific switch, that specific device, so I'm not overly concerned about it sitting there for ages and getting mixed up with another thing. But it is interesting.